Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Now let's get started. I ask you first question. What is JavaScript?
JavaScript is basically a scripting language which is used with HTML and CSS to make a page dynamic.
Yeah. So the main purpose of it is to add interactivity.
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of array slice method in JavaScript?
So basically, if we talk about the slice method, then it is used for manipulating an array. So slice method generally takes two parameters. First is the starting index, and second is the length. And arrays splice method. Sorry, sir. Did you ask about splice or slice?
Splice.
Oh, okay, okay. So basically, splice method manipulates the original array. So the first parameter is generally given as the starting index, and secondly we pass the length. So whenever we use the splice, it delete the element within the range and manipulate the original array.
Okay. So do you know the different kinds of variable and like let, where, and const the difference between them?
Yeah, basically, we generally define variable in JavaScript in three types. The first is let, second is where, and then const. So when we declare a variable with a where keyword, then it have a global scope, and when we define it with a let or const, then they have a block scope. And the difference between let and const is that we generally we can define any value to a let variable, then it can be changed with time duration. But if we define something with const, in that case the value won't be changed. Once it is defined, then we cannot change it till the execution of the program.
Okay. So what is hosting?
Hosting in JavaScript, this is basically a concept in which look, JavaScript basically works in such a way that it goes through the program twice. In the first time, JavaScript generally reads the line of code and find which variables are declared. Suppose I have declared a variable with a let and declared with a where and a const. So it will first take them to the top of the code, and it will declare them over here. So suppose I at line 20 I write like let I equals to 20. So whenever at the first go, the JavaScript will just take the let I to the top of the program and assign it like let I equals to undefined, and the declaration will be at its place. So initially the let variable will be hosted to the top of the code, and whenever the JavaScript will the execution will reach to the line 20 where the initialization is done, then the variable will be initialized. So this is it.
So do you know about arrow functions?
Yes, basically we have an old method where we use a function keyword to define the function in JavaScript, and in ES6 arrow functions were also introduced. So arrow functions are basically new method to write function in which we use a fat arrow to define the function.
So
And in this, we generally allocate it like a variable name, like where function equals to, then parenthesis, then fat arrow. Then after that, we write the code inside the curly brace.
so using arrow function can we use the concept of hosting?
So generally, if you are using arrow functions, inside that particular function, hosting is also done. Sorry, sir. If you are using arrow function, then hosting is done with that arrow functions as well. Those variable names, suppose I have defined like const function one equals to arrow function. So whenever at the first execution, when the program will read that here a function is defined, so it will also host that function to the top of the code. But the difference would be that we can call the function before as well. before it is initialized. So we can say the whole function is taken to the top of the row. Hello.
Okay, I am giving you an output based question at
Yeah.
message. So you have to tell me about the output, what is its output. So I'm
Okay.
sending you the first question. You can check in the in call messages. I'm sending it right now.
Yeah. Okay, sir. I have seen it.
Okay.
It's basically like console log number one plus string two plus string two.
Yeah.
You want me
So
to share my screen, or I
y-
can do it like this one?
yeah, you also share your screen and turn on your camera, please.
Okay, sir.
Or you can just tell me the answer without sharing the screen.
Uh, yeah, I have opened the camera. Am I visible?
Yeah, yeah, you are visible.
Okay. Basically, so
Is
it is like
someone behind you?
no, sir. You can see 1 minute.
Okay, okay.
Is that okay, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
May I continue? Hello.
Hello.
May I continue, sir?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay. So basically, it is like console log one plus string two plus string two. Uh, so it would be like 1 plus string 2 will be 12. Then again there is a plus. So there is again a string. So it will be like string 1, 2, 2. Hello, sir.
So, yeah, yeah. I'm sending you another question, and you have to
Okay.
answer that as well as.
Okay.
So, I have a variable like
Yes, sir.
x equals to 1 greater than 2 greater than 3. So, you
Okay.
have to tell if I log that in the console, what will be the value of x?
Okay, sir. So it is given that x equals to 1. Okay, it is checking whether 1 is greater than 2 and then 2 is greater than 3.
Yeah.
So it will first check 1 is greater than 2. So it would be like false, and false will be converted to 0 because there is another comparison. So 0 is greater than 3, so it is again false. So it will print false. As
Okay.
the comparison operator gives a boolean value, so it will return false.
So, can you write the syntax of a fat arrow function that I have asked you?
Yes, sir. 1 minute, please.
And also an example of hoisting.
Okay, sir. So I can write like const my uh, function equals to. Hello,
Hello.
sir. I have sent the arrow function.
Okay, you have used const my function console.log functions. Okay. And what about hosting?
Hosting. I can 1 minute. I can give you example of hosting as well.
Yeah, I want that you apply hosting with the concept of arrow function only.
With
Using arrow function, can we apply hosting?
using arrow function means that arrow function is inside another function, or we only want to talk about that only about that arrow function.
No, only a single function of arrow function could we apply hosting, not
Yeah.
inside. So
Okay.
write the
Uh,
syntax for that.
okay. So you are asking like I have a function inside that I have declared a my function.
Yeah. So using that my function, could
Yeah.
we achieve hosting?
Basically, yes. As we can see that we have declared it as a normal variable, so it would be also hosted to the top. And here the thing would be that the function code will also host it at the top, and we can call it at the top.
So My answer for that, no. Hoisting does not apply to arrow function as regular function.
Okay, so I will read more about that.
Okay. So my next question, have you used any front-end frameworks or libraries in your projects, or have you done?
I have used React as well as Next.js.
So what is the need of React, Divakar?
Basically, I can say that React promote component reusability as well as it uses a concept of virtual DOM, which make it really very fast. That are the reasons we should use React.
So tell me more about DOM.
Basically, virtual DOM is we can say that there is a normal DOM and virtual DOM is a carbon copy of that DOM, but it is stored inside the memory. So suppose